I'm gonna look at myself playing Honda yet again. I went to the Worlds Collide tournament, a local tournament here in Los Angeles on Tuesday night. And I played Honda. I try to make it out there when I can. James and I do the Tuesday show for UltraDavid TV on Tuesday nights. But we tend to finish at around 8 and the tournament starts at 9. So it's possible for me to make it there on time. Sometimes we go too late, so I don't get there on time. But this time I did. I got there on time after we finished the show at a pretty reasonable hour. So I'm going to be looking at myself playing from that tournament. I have the stream already loaded up here. And I want to analyze my play. So as a little bit of an intro, I lose. Okay? This is Ham Bam I'm going to be playing against. Ham Bam is a player who is from Boston originally, but now lives in Los Angeles. I haven't played against him before, and he plays boxer. And my memory of this match is that I screwed it up. That's my memory of it. I guess we'll see whether that's true as I sort of look through and analyze the situation. But my memory of this is that it didn't go that great. And not just because I lost, but, you know, that I made weird decisions. Not even just that I lost, like I guessed wrong on a mix-up, right? That'll happen. It's something to be expected. You try to minimize it, but you're not going to get every single mix-up correct. Not that. It was that I think that I did weird stuff. Like I jumped in too much versus Boxer, who has a great anti-air. And I did like random V-scale in neutral, which got punished, of course, and I kept doing it. So there's like these, my memory of it is that I threw it away, basically. But, you know, it's important to go back and check out how you actually played, because sometimes the way that you played is not actually how you remember it, right? You may remember it better or worse than it actually was. Important to go back and check it out. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I think what I'll do, because I got some feedback about this last time, was I will let it play for the first time we watch the match. And then afterward, I'll go back and I will sort of stop and start like I tend to do when I'm analyzing things. So the first watch through, let's just check it out. I haven't actually watched it back yet. And I guess we'll see what happens.
That would have been 40% easy, and pressure, everything. So
can y'all hear this?
People are hollering. So we got UltraDavid and Ham Bam. So Ham Bam on player one side, and UltraDavid. So David, I played him for like an hour straight with my chun.
Honda.
He's giving me the work, dude. I didn't understand what.
Oh, is this Alex Myers is commentating? I had thought that the commentators for this, because they usually are, were JD and Kirby, a couple of LA dudes, both players and commentators. I think for Kirby it's more about commentating, but I didn't realize that Alex Myers was commentating. I guess I'll just let him tell the story if he's going to tell it. I didn't think that I would.
And right. Ham Bam.
So this match took place at Worlds Collide. As you can probably see, yeah, Worlds Collide up here in the corner. That's a venue in Northridge, California.
So Ham Bam on player one side, and UltraDavid on. So David, I played him for like an hour straight with my chun.
Honda.
He's giving me the work, dude. I didn't understand what the fuck was going on, because he's using V-Skill 2, and he had a lot of good gimmicks with V-Trigger 1. If you tried a V-Reversal, pretty much anything David did, he was like OSing into armored headbutt. So it would just melt through my V-Reversal.
Wait, who are you playing?
Huh?
Who are you playing?
I was playing Chun. And anytime like I thought I could V-Reversal, I couldn't. So David definitely has some tact.
Spelled it right? Yeah.
I would say Honda's maybe mid-tier. He has crazy damage. Like, I think when people start figuring him out, like, you have to know a lot about Honda.
Yeah, I feel like Honda's more of that character that...
Total sleeper character.
Yeah, if you let him get away with things,
yes,
it'll be dangerous.
He's just going to abuse it all day.
Yeah.
So just to be a little bit more in depth about what Alex is talking about, I wasn't intending to talk about this, but there's Alex, I guess. So in casuals before the tournament started, Alex and I played for quite a while, like he was talking about. And it was his Chun versus my Honda. And he beat me probably the first 2 or 3 games, or maybe it was 2-1. I guess he beat me the first 2 games. And then I beat him 9 times in a row. And then I think overall we probably played about 20 matches and I probably won 15, something like that. So, you know, Alex and most people, when I play them for the first time, most people, they don't know what's going on, right? So they've sort of game planned for an idea of what Honda does. That's wrong. If they've thought about Honda at all, which some of them have not. Alex had not yet seen somebody using V-Skill 2 Honda. You know, so okay, I mean, Honda's a very rare character. So it wasn't just me, like, dunking Alex. It was Alex, like, trying to figure out the matchup for the first time. But to the extent that people have game planned for Honda, they've game planned for, like, random jab headbutt Honda who is committing to headbutt in neutral a lot. They've game planned for a Honda who's using V-Trigger 2, the command grab one that you can jump out of on reaction. And they haven't game planned for hands and what to do about that stuff. And they haven't seen somebody V-Trigger after hands in order to beat V-Reversal, right? They haven't seen that he gets a mix-up, he gets a meaty after EX butt slam. Like, there's all these things that they haven't game planned for. So my experience has been basically that when I've played somebody for the first time, I've blown them up in almost all the cases, unless they're just like a way better player than me, which, yeah, that's fine. And I don't think that that's indicative necessarily of me like being the greatest. I think that I've gotten pretty good, but I also think that on top of that, Honda is such a weirdo and he's very difficult to game plan for. He does not play like most characters in the game. So like the other new character who came around at the same time, Poison, I guess, has some uniqueness. I guess Lucia does too, but Lucia is like mostly an SF5 character, and you like kind of know what to look out for. The specifics are going to be unique to her, but she basically plays like at the same range as many characters, and she basically is hit confirming with the same buttons. You know what I mean? She's like very similar. Whereas Honda is a super weirdo. So if you haven't put in the time, it's going to be tough for you. It's going to be tough. All right.
Yeah, if Hammond doesn't know the matchup and it relies on just trying to get in,
I have him wrong.
I think it's going to be a hard time.
But that's cool that Alex did commentary. One of the nice things about locals is not just that the players get to test stuff out, but people get to test stuff out on commentary too. That's really underrated and important.
Sounds good, guys.
Just change the name.
Thanks, chiropractor. What a cool name.
Oh, that's nice.
I said I was just going to let it rock and we'll analyze things afterward, but I don't like some of what I'm seeing already.
All right. Oh, good neutral jump. So yeah, David, man, super warmed up. We were playing a lot, and his pressure is fucking scary, dude.
Yeah, and especially with that V skill, right?
Yes. So, dude. Oh my god, the V-Skill 2, that was like a whole new world of options on that. See, he can never do that normally. Like, dude, if you press a button in between that or walk and block, you get hit for free.
And the ability that hands is plus.
Yes.
That's what makes it important.
God.
Right? Because he gets more options. He's able to kind of get in your face. He's able to do double hands if he wants, if he feels pressure. But he got hit. This is going to be corner carry from Balrog, but no.
This is exactly what I was saying before. If Hambam has to rely on getting that one random hit, it's going to be really hard for him.
And that jumping fierce that did get buffed, right? The horizontal hitbox actually got better. So it's able to, catch people a lot more. And the recovery on it is a lot faster, too. So it's
it did feel a lot different. I wasn't sure what was going on. Oh, God, that would have been so sick.
I'm missing combos.
Yeah, right.
David. So I was telling David, I think he is the best Honda in America. He joked and said, that's a low, very, I don't know how to put it. Like, no one's really playing Honda, right? So, like, it's easy to say he's the best Honda.
He feels like it's a small ladder, so it's not...
Exactly.
Okay.
So, like, he doesn't feel too good about it. But, like, look, like, if you don't understand the matchup, like, he's doing unsafe things and not getting checked.
Yeah.
but you have to know those things. Like, you have to know.
That's
Wow, the fierce.
That was
Just like
definitely a V reversal. He was trying to V reversal because the V reversal is with all punches.
Yeah.
That's true. I was definitely trying to V reversal.
I can't tell you how many times I tried to V reversal a candy. They fuck up. Have forward heavy kicks in. Come back. It's a good feeling. UltraDavid winning this King, bro. You know, he has a good chance. You know, like.
Yeah, no, his Honda's super solid.
Yeah, his Honda's good. I was getting the work from him, so I don't feel too confident.
And you can definitely tell Hambam's having a hard time, right? And Hambam's no joke.
Hambam's really good.
Yeah,
Like,
By the way, Hambam won this whole tournament. Hambam beat Combo Fiend in grand finals, and I mean, this tournament has this local is incredible. He was very good. Combo Fiend is there. Alex Myers, of course, is there. Azad is there. Commander Jesse's there. I know I'm forgetting at least a couple of people, but there are usually about 30 people who enter this thing, and honestly, 8 of them have made top 8s at majors in the last couple of years. It's super legit, super hard.
what did he win? One of these recently, or got second?
He got second.
Balrog
beat him.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely a good player. He's from, I believe,
Boston.
Boston.
Yeah, he's originally from Boston.
Very good player. He's taken names out last year. He beat Brian F in the mirror. So he's no
Dang,
joke.
that's super good. I didn't know
But
that.
if they, I'll just say, if you don't know the matchup, dude, as you can see, a lot of things are going David's way because Hambam's just not where.
Yeah.
You have to really pay attention to how many hands he's doing. The medium looks a lot like Fierce, and if you block that, he's plus.
Yep.
That was good
Good
defense.
slam.
I'll give myself that.
Activation.
Oh, there it is. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude. Oh my God. Yo, Dave about to put you in a highlight reel. Never mind.
Yeah, V-Skill 1
Why would I jump?
definitely.
He's a 2.
V-Trigger 1.
V-Trigger 1.
Definitely a V-Trigger that gives Balrog a hard time.
Yes. Very slept on, too.
Yeah, because
People like to, do...
the robbery, command grab, corner carry.
But this one's I think this one's the consistent one. This one's really, really scary.
I feel it has more uses,
Jesus
right?
Christ.
Yeah, he's minus on that one. Hambam knew.
Did not mean to do that.
That's the one thing everyone knows about.
Yeah, if he does the
He's
cross up,
minus. Yeah,
he's
that's
minus.
Yeah. David is playing real good.
Oh.
A little too antsy.
Good jump back right there. Hambam wasn't ready for it.
Oh, no. David is in the court.
Oh.
What?
He got the V skill. Oh, he's just using the V trigger. He doesn't care.
Yeah, when we were playing casuals. Oh shit! Hold on. Good check.
Yeah.
When we were playing casuals, one thing he was doing with the V trigger right there was he would wait to see me jump back and then snipe me with V trigger 1. But right there, he kind of maybe some tournament jitters right there. Was kind of burned through the V trigger 1 a lot, and David's really good with it. So I think he just burned that way too quick.
Alex is totally right about that. Totally right. Bunch of bad decisions. But like I said, all right, let it play. Then I'll analyze it later.
Yeah.
But man, really good pressure. Just a little too antsy.
Yeah, but you could definitely tell Hambam's kind of flipping the script, right?
It's 1-0, right?
Isn't it 1-1?
I don't think it's 1-1, right, chat?
No,
David won the first one.
did he?
I think. Maybe. I'm not sure. All right, let's just keep it like this. All right,
Yeah, it's 1-1. Yeah, I
My
could have
bad,
sworn.
David.
I could have
My
sworn
bad,
it was
my bad.
1-1 because he won the first one.
I'm sorry, Kirby. My bad. Oh god.
Ooh,
Don't do
activation.
that. Okay, so he does
Come
know
on.
what Oh god, he's gonna dash. Okay, good check. David. So one thing David told me is when you're in V. Oh shit. Yeah, see, he just built V trigger because he did hands when he had V skill 2 on.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. No.
Oh, yeah.
David, man.
He tried to interrupt it right there, and Hambam knew that couldn't. Oh, he didn't have
It was a good check.
Yeah, that was a good check. Yeah, he knew that Honda didn't have a long-reaching normal to be able to poke out Balrog from that second rush punch.
Great check him real quick.
Yeah.
I like that. David.
See,
David
this
might
time
not,
no.
know
Plus
the
on that
Balrog
time-
matchup too well. But Hambam really adapted pretty well. He's just throwing it down. Backdash, where you going?
Yeah, that move's so good, right?
EX slow's about to happen, dude. Watch it. Yeah, that move's good. That's a plus one. See, it looks like heavy punch.
Oh, caught him in the middle.
I can't
of
believe
that.
I'm
So
doing
if I'm
that.
David, I'm never doing V skill 2 load up against.
Oh,
Balrog again.
activation.
I don't think it's enough.
That's
enough?
Oh,
That did hella damage at the end.
That was a sick
The
conversion.
last round, UltraDavid, ham bam. Damn. Combo Fiend popping off. Oh, he likes what he's seeing.
yeah, Combo Fiend really liking what he's seeing.
Yeah. So if I'm David, just don't V skill 2. Like, don't do it. Ham bam's trying to keep his charge and deal with him.
Good forward throw right now. Ham Bam's in full control.
This is where it's scary. Okay, if he conditioned him with the heavy hand or the 100 hand. Oh,
Yeah.
God. See, it's so plus. All he missed, he went a little too crazy.
Yeah, he wanted the hands too much.
Yeah, a little too much.
Oh, got him with the overhand.
He caught him with that first round.
Oh,
That's
that's gonna be it. Yeah.
Oh man, that sucks. I'm trying to think of a few things. So if I'm David and I'm rewatching this, the turning points were that you had conditioned him with 100 hands pressure, and he was already scared and twitchy, so he just decided to jump. If he had just waited and walked back, did butt slam, he was really good at doing that in casuals. But I feel like when the adrenaline gets going, it's really hard to tell yourself to like pump the brakes.
Or maybe at that point, since he already conditioned the hands, right? The conditioning of the hands was there. The jump was coming.
Yeah.
Maybe go fierce hands that time would have been a little bit better option.
Fierce, and then
Well, even with that, like even if you do fierce, right? Standing fierce.
Yes.
If they jump forward,
yeah.
even if they
I see
block
what you
it,
mean.
it would be
I see what you
hands
mean.
afterwards. So
Also a good option, yeah.
would have I felt would have covered both bases. You know,
Yeah.
the jump, or even if he stayed back.
I agree.
But it definitely was like he got antsy, right? Like he wanted something to happen.
Yes.
And
I feel like that's like David's biggest problem right now. Just when he has so much tech that he just wants to use it, but sometimes you just have to let them come to you once they're conditioned.
yeah.
I feel like in casuals he probably wouldn't have overextended too much like that, but you know, it happens. I'm glad to see David out here. It's nice to have some Honda experience at a high level.
Yeah, he did extremely good, right? He showed us a lot of
dude.
a lot of Honda tech, right?
Yeah.
And especially showed us if you don't know the matchup, Honda's going to abuse it, right?
For sure, yeah. And he was definitely abusing some things. He may have been relying on him not knowing anything.
Yeah.
And try to just keep him locked down with hands.
And it definitely was that it looked like Ham Bam didn't know
How to deal with it, really.
Yeah,
Jump.
now
Yeah, that's a good.
he jumping out like he was like, okay, he's gonna go for it again. I'm gonna jump out.
Yeah.
But another big problem was the EX butt slam.
Yes.
So it looked. I
He blocked
thought.
most of them, though.
Yeah, no, but I thought that Ham Bam knew that the when it crosses up is minus.
Yes, he
but
did.
there was a couple of times where he pressed buttons on the right in front.
Right.
So I don't know.
Maybe he just thought in general.
Yeah, I assumed it was just because it looked like he went for the target combo every single time.
Yeah.
So I think he just was okay. It's minus every time. I'm just gonna target
That's
combo.
what I'm thinking. Yeah.
And like whether it was cross up or not,
was gonna press it
it was coming out.
Yeah, if he had just blocked the one in front and just V reversal, I think it would have gone a little bit better. But yeah, your Balrog, you want to keep your V meter right. You don't want to let that go.
Yeah.
I don't blame him for trying to keep on hold on to the meter, but yeah, clutch it out. I can't really say anything. Good stuff to him, man.
Yeah, good stuff to him.
Oh, the score.
Oh, did I delete it?
All right. Well, there's the first watch through. So very similar to how I remembered it, which is good. You know, part of why I wanted to rewatch this was to gauge how well I remembered the match. Oftentimes, it's not easy for me to remember matches. I know I have some friends who could tell you what happened in a match they played in 2005. James will sometimes talk about what happened in matches in the 1990s. I am not that way. I very commonly forget. So I'm actually happy that I remembered the match as well as I thought that I did. Before we started watching it, I talked about how I thought that I had done too many random V skills in neutral. Definitely true. And I talked about how I had jumped too much. Definitely accurate as well. And I talked about how I felt like I had a good situation and then I just kind of let it fall. So it's not like I was getting dunked the whole time. I let him corner me and I put myself into the corner. I accidentally did cross up EX butt slam to corner myself. I absolutely did not want to do that. So those are both strategic and tactical problems. The sort of larger strategy of wanting to... My largest strategy generally is to stay on the ground and be a super butthole and, you know, use EX butt slam to chase backdashes and to chase jumps and to use V trigger 1 to beat people trying to V reversal and to hit confirm and to beat jump backs like Alex was talking about. So I had this like larger strategy, and then I made strategic errors in kind of giving that up by jumping too much, by not being patient and neutral and insisting on doing B skill 2s. So I think that I did actually remember the match pretty well, and that's important because it shows that I'm paying attention and that I'm remembering and that I can work on it in later times, right? If you don't remember even what you did, then it's very hard sometimes to overcome whatever the mistakes you made. So, okay, you know what? I lost, right? But I think it's useful to look at what I did well and what I did not do well. And it's very nice to hear what Alex was saying. I didn't think that he was even on commentary, so cool to hear his perspective there. And yeah, super nice. If I'm the best Honda in the States, then that's not great for Hondas. I feel like that's it's like when I was the best Q in the United States. Who cares? I didn't win anything, you know. By the way, I'm not sure that I am. I would probably give it to like Cool Kid maybe. And even if we have time at the end of this, we'll look at Fantastic, who's another Honda player in SoCal who beat Commander Jesse at this local, like just an hour later or something. I got the timestamps. Yeah, about an hour later, he played and beat Commander Jesse. So that dude's legit. There are another Honda won a local in North America last weekend. So there are good Honda players around. It's not like it's zero. Not that many, certainly, but there are some players out there, man. This was winners. This was in fact round 2. So I had only played one match, and then Ham Bam and I happened to get matched up. So, all right, there's the first run through. So maybe even to start things off, my strategy against Boxer is to, so I would say there's a couple things. One is to look for his approach in a way that I can capitalize on. So I can do neutral jump fierce and get over a dash punch in a way that punishes him. I can see the startup of a poorly done dash punch in a way that I can do EX headbutt through and then punish, or V trigger headbutt if I have that. And so I want to turn his intentions at offense into my own offense. I also think it's a matchup where both characters do what they want to do pretty well once they get going, and at the same time can sort of stop the other from setting up easily. I feel like it's pretty even. So Boxer, right, once he gets going, Honda doesn't have good defensive tools, right? He's not a 3-frame button character. He's barely a 4-frame button character because his shorts are so small range. So I really think of him as a 5-frame light character with jabs, which is bad news. Nothing invincible. Armor starts on 3-frame at the fastest. So he's stuck. But Boxer is the same kind of way. He doesn't have anything invincible or even armored. And so he relies on his 3-frame button, which is nice, but it's very small range. And I feel like doesn't really come into the way Honda pressures very often. So I'm not super concerned about that. I think that they both get going really well once they get started. So it's very much about being the one who gets started first. Let's watch it a little bit.
What up? Yeah. Sounds good, guys.
So the first time I did the V skill 2 in neutral, this was a test, and I wanted to see his reaction. So I was willing to take the risk that he would be ready to punish. In this kind of situation, Boxer's punish is not going to be super strong. He'll get a dash punch, and I don't want him to be plus frames, but he would be, but that's not such a big deal, right? It's not knockdown. If it's the low knockdown, it's not that big of a deal either. So I wanted to take a risk and just see, like, what do you do in this situation? I think it's a good way to start out a round. So this is one V skill in random neutral that I'm okay with.
Guys, mic check. Yeah, we're good.
change the name.
So I jumped in. I already not in love with that.
Oh, that's.
I already don't like that either. This is not. I was not like in accordance with my game plan.
Right, that's how he spells it.
Yeah. Ham Bizzle.
All right.
Oh, there it is. Well, that's the intention, right? Is to float over that. And even if it's not a hit, even if the neutral jump fierce is not a hit, if it's blocked, that's fine too. Neutral jump fierce on block is like plus a lot, like any jump in is going to be. So you can turn that into a mix up, or like worst case scenario, as far as the pressure goes, if the mix ups work out, is I get 40 damage in chip, right? Plus I've built some bar for myself. So if the opponent just blocks, I'd rather have them hit, but blocking is actually fine.
Super warmed up. We were playing a lot, and his pressure is fucking scary, dude.
Yeah, and especially with that B skill, right?
Yes.
So
dude.
Okay, yeah, ready on the anti-air yet again.
V-skill 2
That's
is
super
not
important,
like a
man.
whole new world of options on that. See, he can never do that normally.
Yep.
Dude, if you press a button in between that or walk and block, you get
Again, yeah, that's definitely what I want,
And
right? So the mix-up
ability
comes.
That hands is plus.
Yes.
That's what makes it important.
God.
Right? Because he gets more options. He's able to kind of get in your face. He's able to do double
That's a
hands
lot
if
of
he
chip,
wants.
man.
If he
So
feels pressure,
I got counter hit there.
but
What was I
hands is
trying to
plus.
do? I wonder if we can see on the startup of
That's what
this.
makes it important. Right? Because he gets more
Take
options.
a look
He's able to
again.
kind of get in your face. He's able to do double hands if he wants.
Maybe it was crouching jab. So I got opened up in this way twice, and this is something that I have to look for in the future. I feel like I haven't played against Boxer in long enough, against a high level Boxer, that I don't even look for that. So all right, I gotta.
Pressure, but he got hit. This is gonna be corner carry from Balrog, but no.
This is exactly what I was
Yeah,
saying.
so I was just waiting for him to commit to a dash punch that I could get.
Getting that one
Neutral jump fierce. So I would say there were a couple of mistakes. One was the V skill 2 that was too close. I didn't like the forward jump that I did. It was at a range that I think is better than I jumped it from later. So that's at least nice. But that one, and then I didn't look for the overhead. So, okay, 3 things.
That did get buffed, right? The horizontal hitbox actually got better. So it's able to, catch people a lot more. And the recovery on it is a lot faster,
Now,
too.
see, that's the range where it is most unadvisable to
So
jump.
at jumping fierce, that
Let's
did
see.
get buffed, right? The horizontal hitbox actually got better. So it's able to, catch
Not
people
that
a lot
one.
more. And the recovery on
That range is exactly where Boxer wants you to jump. Exactly. So the range that I jumped from in the first round was better than this, like at least.
it is a lot faster,
No,
too.
but yeah, he just
So
puts himself
it's-
at exactly the right
It
spot.
did feel a lot different. I wasn't sure what was going on.
And then I missed the combo. So the intention is to do, I know what happened here. Intention is to do stand strong, hit confirm, jab strong, the target combo that Honda has, right? Light punch, medium punch. She caught just dun, dun, and it causes a juggle, and then you juggle with, I guess I would have done fierce hands here. If you have meter, then you can juggle with EX butt slam instead afterward. So fierce hands pushes them super far away. It's a free V skill 2 activation. So the intention here is to do the combo, but I screwed it up.
So sick, dude.
Yeah, right.
David. So I was telling David, I think he is the best Honda in America.
Oh,
He joked and
you.
said,
Okay,
that's what
okay.
Michael-
So that was the first time that I did a headbutt that was wrong. So all this that comes from that is because of this wrong headbutt.
Very, I don't know how to put it.
So then I was put into a mix-up.
Like, no
So
one-
I think
I was
that
telling
in
David.
general, headbutts are fool's gold. They are in neutral, I should say. I think there's other uses, of course, but to do it like this,
I think he is the best Honda in America. He
bam. That's no good. If this had been strong or fierce hands, it would have anti-aired, because there is actually, as Honda's doing the hands, right, he's kind of all over the place, there is actually an anti-air hitbox. So I think of hands as basically being the better headbutt, the better jab headbutt. Jab headbutt, all right? Bigger startup, more susceptible to being jumped in on, -4 on block rather than being plus or -2 at worst, less chip damage, worse payoff. It is, and requires you to have stayed on the ground for a period of time, right, to charge. So it's just worse, I feel, than doing hands at the same range. It's something that I'm getting rid of in my game, but is not gone entirely, as you could see. If you go back and look at how I was playing in probably October or so, like a few months ago now, I, like everybody else who was playing Honda, the few of us, was very headbutt heavy. And I've weaned myself off pretty well and focused much more on hands, as you could see, because, you know, you could tell this is a problem, right? He jumps in on all this damage.
Joked and said, you know,
comes from that.
Like a low.
And then the mix-up comes here. And you know what? All right, good. I blocked it out. I'm glad that I did.
It's easy to say he's the best Honda.
He feels like it's a small ladder, so it's not...
Exactly.
Okay.
So, like, he doesn't feel too good about it. But, like, look,
So that use of headbutt I like.
matchup, like,
The use of headbutt, where so the idea behind this, I went a little bit too far back.
That's like a low.
But we'll get through. The idea of headbutt in this situation is looking for a counter
So,
hit.
like, it's easy to say he's the best Honda.
So I'm
feels
harassing
like
with
it's a small
hands and
ladder,
EX butts
so
them,
it's
which is
not-
exactly what I want to be doing.
Okay.
That's definitely right.
Like, it doesn't, he
Here,
doesn't
though,
feel too good about it.
by the way, that's -2, so I don't know. He probably didn't know. But that is usually the opponent's turn to press buttons there. So the idea of jab into headbutt there is if he did press a button, if Hambam did press a button, then I get to get a combo, right? Jab into headbutt is safe at that range. Opponent can't just jump out of it easily. On hit, it's going to win me the round. So that kind of headbutt I think is fine, but it does mean that pressure's over. So whereas to do jab into hands, I can at least maintain pressure. If this had been jab into strong hands, and it would have had the same effect. On counter hit, it's a combo. You know, it pushes me to a good spot. I maintain, like, there's a lot of similarities, but the idea of jab into jab headbutt here is not as bad as in neutral. It's just that as a result, the opponent gets to start going if you're wrong about the hit.
He's doing unsafe things and not getting checked.
Yeah.
But you have to know those things. Like, you have to know.
Again, not a good one. And, you know, again, that's definitely supposed to have been V reversal. So what did he do? Let's go back a little bit.
Yeah.
But you have to know those things. Like, you have to know.
He was probably going for a grab shimmy. Maybe a super late crouching fierce.
He was trying to V reversal. Because the V reversal is with all punches.
Yeah.
So there were definitely some errors in game one, but I think that in general, it was okay. I would like to, the sort of more I talk about it, the less I think I'd like to do even jab into jab headbutt. I think probably it's better to do jab into strong hands. There's a range where jab into jab headbutt will combo, but it's super close naturally. It requires counter hit from just even a little bit further away. So if I'm depending on there to be a counter hit, then I think I'd rather just do jab into strong hands. So that's something to keep in mind for the future. The other stuff, you know, yeah, like I've been saying, I did V-Skill 2 in a bad spot. I jumped in a couple times inadvisedly. You know, we've been going over that.
We take those, dude. I can't tell you how many times I tried to V-reversal a cami, they fuck up, have forward heavy kicks in, come back, it's a good feeling. UltraDavid winning this king, bro.
So in this situation, what I should be doing, and I think what I did not do, was consider to myself what he was going to change.
And you can definitely tell Hambam's having a hard time.
So I'm just trying to sit there. You can see me. I haven't really moved my position. I want to make sure that I'm sitting with good posture. I'm thinking about the physical stuff, which is good. It's something I need to keep my focus on, definitely, especially for my situation. But I also need to be thinking about what's he going to change. Like what did I do well? What did he not do well? What's he going to do differently? And I don't think I thought about that.
You know, like, if they...
So it's the tournament mindset. Oh, you know what? One other thing I should say about what headbutt's used for. It's used for chasing. So the range on it is greater than for hands. So if you're at a range where the opponent could plausibly escape your pressure by just backdashing, which is very common versus Honda because his pressure without EX butt slam is kind of susceptible to that, then you could do jab headbutt and it will usually chase. Not always. I mean, there's some characters whose backdashes are just out of there. They're gone. But you know, in a lot of cases, that is true.
But,
so there is a bit of an extra usage.
You know, like, if they...
Every time you see me do crouching strong, it is intended to be medium punch hands.
Yeah, so like if you don't know the matchup, dude, as you can see, like a lot of things are going David's way because Handman's just not where.
Yeah.
Like you have to really pay attention.
What did I dashed in, huh? Dang, I thought he was going to be really still.
Yeah, so like if you don't know the matchup,
that's
dude,
kind of a big
as you
read.
can see, like a lot of things are going David's way because
Let's see.
not where.
I dashed.
Like,
I did.
You have to really
I tried to dash in and get a grab.
Hands he's doing.
Oh, I'm taking all the mix-ups right now.
Medium
Jeez.
looks a lot
Oh,
like Fierce.
you can't jump
If
like
you
that.
block he's plus.
That was a good tech, though. I'll give myself that. I think that was good defensively.
Activation.
So here's this. Here's V
about.
trigger 1 headbutt that people
you,
don't know how to
dude.
deal with,
Oh
right?
my god.
I wish I hadn't done that. V trigger 1 headbutt gives you great meaty pressure if you do one of the hits. So you have the choice, if you don't know how this works, to do one V trigger headbutt and then combo into another. You can do up to 2. You have a maximum of 3. So using 1 gives you good pressure, using 2 gives you more damage, but the pressure is bad. So I wish that I had not used 2. He didn't. If you can kill with it, like obviously, then you do it. But if you don't, then I think it's like categorically better to just do 1, both because you get meaty pressure and also because then you still have another usage of the headbutt. And if they try to V reversal, if they try to jump back, if they try to whatever, right, you can blow them up.
You blocked that.
So all right, good to know.
Good bug slam. Heavy kick.
Activation.
Yeah.
So,
there
yeah.
it is. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done the second. That was a bummer. So the jump in there, I think that I'm less mad about than the others. The jumps that are like in sort of regular neutral situations where he's walking around and I'm walking around, those are very clear. It's not very common for people to jump in this kind of situation. Not very common. It's doesn't not happen, but I shouldn't have done it. Clearly he was ready, but I think the read that he wouldn't be ready for it and that as a result, I would get pressure out of it for free in the corner. You know, it wasn't correct, but I think it's not like the wildest idea.
You in a highlight reel. Never mind.
Yeah, V skill 1 definitely.
V skill 2.
V trigger 1.
V trigger 1.
Definitely a V trigger that gives Balrog a hard time.
That's not a punish. I just,
Very slept on too.
Yeah,
whatever.
because
People like to.
So one thing that people aren't ready for, and that I did only this one time, because it doesn't come up very often, is that when Honda does jab hands, it's first of all 7 frames to come out. So actually faster than his stand fierce. So stand fierce anti-air, right? Actually faster. And actually has a pretty good anti-air hitbox. And on top of that, his hurtbox shrinks a little bit. So I use it in ways, his sort of upper hurtbox shrinks a little bit. I try to use it in some situations to anti-air because it causes this weird little knockdown. What I should have done, I mean, the ideal thing is to have done fierce headbutt. That's even better. Or EX headbutt, right? Just to make absolutely sure. But, you know, jab hands in this situation actually does work, and nobody knows
robbery, command grab, corner carry.
But this one's I think
that was a good hit confirm. I'm glad that I hit confirmed that.
Really, really scary.
I feel it has more uses, right?
That was bad. Let's watch this back. So
The robbery,
the intention
command
is
grab,
definitely
corner carry.
not
But this one's
to go into the corner.
think this
Why
one's
in the world would I want to be? The mix-up of cross-up or not doesn't matter. Versus being +5 and doing chip, and now I get to do more free chip with jab hands, or maybe the mix-up after that is walk up for a grab, right? That's the mix-up. So the intention here is to not cross up. And if the opponent is all the way in the corner, usually it doesn't cross up. So I'm actually a little confused even now as I look back why it crossed up
the
there.
robbery, command grab, corner carry.
But this one's
he is super cornered after this grab.
Really, really scary.
After
I feel it
that,
has more uses, right?
even after jab hands pushing him all the way in the corner, even now, I'm not sure why this crossed up. Maybe this is a boxer thing. Maybe this is character specific, and I had just thought that it was everybody. I'll look into that. I'm gonna make a little note to check that out, because I have to make sure that I can continue corner pressure. Now, what's easily done as a way to fix this is just to not hold forward. So EX butt slam has 3 different ranges. If you hold backwards when you do it, then he goes very vertical and he lands there and he's +5. Oh, there's +5 on every case. You can also do EX butt slam and then not hold backward or forward, and it's kind of middle of the road. And you do EX butt slam and hold forward, and he goes farthest. So I usually hold forward in the corner because it doesn't cross up if they're all the way cornered. So I probably did that there, but clearly it doesn't work like that in this case, at least. So what I could just do is EX butt slam, hold backwards, easy enough to fix. Did he walk forward? Let's see.
I like to, do
The robbery, command grab, corner carry.
But this one's I think this one's the consistent one. This one's really, really scary.
I feel it has more uses,
Jesus
right?
Christ.
Okay, he might have walked briefly forward. You're right. So maybe he guessed that it was going to be a cross-up. I mean, if so, then, he guessed wrong, but I screwed up executionally, right? My understanding of the situation, maybe not even execution, my understanding of the situation was wrong. I didn't want to cross up. Okay, you know what? I guess in the future, just to make sure that this doesn't exist, isn't going to be a problem, maybe I should just always hold back if the opponent's always cornered. I'm gonna lab that up a little bit after
The
this.
robbery, command grab, corner carry.
Make sure that I understand what's going on.
I think this
Let's
one's
see, because I think you're right. Actually, he briefly steps forward,
I feel it has more
looking to
uses,
cross up,
right? Yeah.
looking to block a cross up. I mean, it's whatever. It's hard to tell, right? But I think that might be true. Okay, and I mean, look,
He's minus on that
everything
one.
was going great.
Yeah, he knew. That's the one thing everyone.
And then when you're stuck in the
if he
corner
does the
as
cross-up,
anybody
he's
versus
minus.
boxer, it's bad news.
David. He's playing.
Oh, don't. Oh, terrible. Just awful idea.
Good jump
Not
back
busted
right
for
there.
it, but should have.
Bam wasn't ready for it.
Oh no, David is in the corner.
Oh, and then that usually does combo. That usually combos. Let's see here. So I don't particularly like my corner defense here. So once I'm put in the corner, right, all right, yada, yada, yada. This is exactly what I want to be doing with my little turtle shell on my
I
back.
feel it has more
Right,
uses.
blow him up.
Oh, yeah, he's
Now it
minus
goes
on that
bad.
one. Ham Bam knew.
Yeah, he knew. That's the one thing everyone knows about.
Yeah, if he does the
So I get
cross-up,
hit.
he's
I don't even
fine.
know. That was probably supposed to have been a V reversal, and I just got fierce instead.
David
I don't remember.
playing real good.
Awful idea. The intention of the EX here is to do EX butt slam. So what people... This happens to me all the time. I'll do V skill 2 in neutral versus characters who don't have something like Boxer's dash punch to just bam. It's, 8 or 9 frames and he's just in there again. This is a particularly bad character to do that against. But what I will do sometimes is V skill 2, then EX butt slam, because the opponent is trying to walk forward to regain some space while I'm doing the V skill 2, and all of a sudden there's a half screen 8 frame EX special move that covers both the floor and the ceiling that knocks down into Oki or is +5 on block. Right, so I think that's usually a good idea. In this matchup, V skill 2 randomly, not good. In addition, if I'm gonna do that, maybe I do EX headbutt afterward for the armor. Probably not great either, but at least.
Low to anti.
Good jump back right there.
Absolutely. Oh, Myers, I didn't even realize this is you that I was talking to in here. My bad. Yeah, I think you're right. Let's back it up briefly, because I think you're right that I certainly expected this to not cross up, and then I get counter hit, right? So my intention for sure is to do, I think it's jab hands that comes out, because I think I'm going to be in the front and just keep on doing the thing, right? That's the intention here. I mean, that did not work. Dang, thanks Punk for the raid. Hello. Very nice of you for the raid, man.
Oh yeah, he's minus on
Anyway,
that one.
right, like I said, I gotta make sure that I know that I'm gonna end up in the front. So I'll hold back when I do EX butt slam in the future. And you got this corner defense, again, bad news.
Good jump back right there.
But it actually almost works out. So if this jump roundhouse right here had comboed.
Good jump back right there. Ham Bam wasn't ready for it.
No, here it is. If this had been like jump fierce, forward roundhouse, do I have V skill 2 activated? Oh man, that could have killed for sure. So this could have been jump roundhouse, forward roundhouse, or even crouching fierce, probably even better. EX hands, stand medium kick, EX hands, activate, hands again, V trigger 1 headbutt for 400 damage, right? I could have killed. So, I That wasn't ideal. Yeah, I definitely did the jump roundhouse way too high up. And then jump roundhouse is probably a slower button than I needed in the situation as well. So the corner situation here,
You got the V skill.
and then I use this up, like you said on commentary, Alex, I listened to this through. I definitely get a little antsy. I use it up way too fast. And then this is a guaranteed setup where I definitely have big plus frames, and I don't know what I tried to do, but whatever it was, he guessed 3-frame button. What was it? Tried crouching jab.
We were playing casuals. One thing he was
And that should hit.
V-trigger right there was
To be honest, I mean, that's a true meaty. Crouching jab in that situation would be legit. I just screwed up the timing. So there were, even though I played that round badly,
kind of burned through the V-trigger one a lot, and David's really
I
good.
definitely
I think
could
he
have
just
taken
burned
it.
that way too quick.
I guess that's encouraging at least. So the defense was poor. The decision to basically hold up in the corner, not great. The decision to do V skill 2 in neutral, bad. The unintentional result of doing EX butt slam and crossing up, also bad news. I mean, all of those were not good. And yet, at the same time, I still could have made it happen. So anyway, Honda's obviously good.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Man, it was really good pressure. Just a little
Nice.
Yeah, but you could definitely tell Hambam's kind of flipping the script.
So-
1-0, right?
I'm trying to settle myself down. You know, this is...
David,
I haven't played in tournament in so long. Like the mentality of
I'm not sure. All right,
trying to get myself back in the game is not something I'm super accustomed to anymore.
I could have sworn
That was I mentioned before, right? How I will look for counter hit and do jab into headbutt as a way to get counter hit. That's exactly what it was that I was
because
talking
he
about.
won the first one.
Sorry, Kirby. My bad. Oh god.
Ooh, activation.
I mean, I have the life lead. He can't get started for free. I've been neutral jumping at ranges that will beat exactly what he ended up entering with, right?
It's 1-1. Yeah, I could have sworn.
All right, so you're out of here.
He won the first one.
If I had just kept neutral jumping, right? Obviously, he's doing V skill as a way to move forward while maintaining charge. Of course.
Ooh, activation.
This is not great. I'm holding up again. What? I was right about that? Oh my god. Please don't do V skill. Did I do V skill here? Oh no.
Oh shit. Yeah, see, he just built V-trigger because he did hands when he had V-skill 2 on.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And then I did something.
yeah.
I wonder if I can tell what
He
the
just
button
built
was here.
V-trigger because he did hands when he
Let's
had
see.
V-skill 2 on.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
All right. It doesn't.
yeah.
You know, it might have been jab hands actually.
Tried to interrupt it right there.
Like I said, jab hands is 7 frames. Nobody would say that's particularly fast in defensive situations, but sometimes if I guess that people are going to be doing a shimmy, then I will make a hard read sometimes of doing jab hands activate or crouching medium kick activate with V-trigger 1 ready, and in both of those cases, you know, he ends up. So I would have killed, right? So if I guessed right and he gets hit by either crouching medium kick or jab hands into activate, then I take this round.
He had V-skill 2 on.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, again, it's a situation where I played half of this round quite badly, and yet I was still in range to take it.
David, man.
He tried to interrupt it right there, and Hambam knew that he couldn't. Well, he didn't have a.
It was a good check.
Yeah, that was a good check. Yeah,
now it's his match
he knew
point.
that Honda didn't have a.
Oh, I screwed it up. Like I said, when I come out with crouching strong, it's supposed to have been crouching or medium punch hands every time.
See, like, yeah. Oh, this time no. Plus on that time.
Nice catch. He's playing really well though. That's what I want. Okay. Okay. Yes.
Dash, where you going?
Yeah, that move's so good, right?
EX low's about to happen, dude.
I mean, EX butt slam is so good.
That's the plus one. See, it looks like heavy punch.
Don't do
in the middle of that.
Pass David. Why?
Doing V-skill 2 load up against.
Ooh, activation.
I don't think it's enough.
I will say though, that was at least a good conversion.
Oh, that did hella damage.
That was at least a good conversion.
Yo, last round,
What's up,
UltraDavid.
Flacco?
Ham bam. Damn. Combo fiend hop out.
So, you know, I made it to last round despite, I think, having a bunch of errors.
Yeah. So if I'm David, just
Both strategically and just didn't know how some things would turn out.
Good forward throw right now. Hambam's in full control.
This is where it's
Yeah, that was good.
Finished him with the heavy hand or the 100 hand. Oh,
Yeah.
See, it's so
And, you know, why I did jab hands there, well, let's see. I mean,
Right now, Hambam's in full control.
This is where it's scary. Okay,
that was
if he
good.
did
Take
him with the heavy
control.
hand or the 100 hand.
jab hands.
Yeah.
See, it's
So
plus, all he
that jab hands, the second one was not a good idea.
He wanted that.
I think about hands pressure like it's Fei Long's Rekkas. This is how I want to play. I want to play corner pressure as Honda, even mid screen, I guess, like it's Fei Long Rekka. So I wanna pressure with my tools, but the tool of it is not just to get damage directly. You know, like with the Fei Long. Yeah, I mean you can get damage out of the Rekkas directly, of course, but on top of that, you are doing chip damage, you're doing pushback, even on block, you get to the corner, and now you have a cage. So the idea is not to continue to, do a bunch of these and all right, I mean sometimes, right? But the additional idea, the setup of it, is to now look for anti-airs. And I'm not going to guess right on that 100%, of course. I'm going to sometimes do hands when the opponent jumps, yeah. I feel like that was a situation, though, where he was getting antsy. I think you guys say this on the mic, Alex, where he had just been hit by jab hands, even though I'm +5 after EX butt slam. Like he had been getting hit. I had just thrown him previously, which makes everybody freak out a little bit, and they want to be more active once you get thrown. And I just didn't sort of have the understanding that he would probably jump. So, it's something I have to look out for more. I have to read the meaning of when somebody presses buttons. This is something that I'm accustomed to in other ways. So if I say I'm playing Zangief and I knock them down and I do crouching jab, crouching, I don't know, whatever. Crouching short, crouching jab, right? It's a little series. And they get hit by each of those. What that means is that they're holding up. Why else would you be getting hit by crouching jab? It's not a low. The first hit's a low, but after that, crouching jab is not a low. You'll only get hit by it if you're not blocking because you were trying to get out of an SPD that you're calling. So when I see somebody get hit by 2 crouching jabs as Geef, I do EX air command grab almost every time. And it's usually right. So I kind of read the meaning of what they're getting hit is. And I got to get used to that, I guess, as well for Honda. It's a different situation, of course, but you can still read what they intend to do. It can't be the case that like I'm always doing a Rekka, then it's not good. Sometimes you got to have that stand fierce anti-air. Sometimes you got to have the defense.
The hands too much.
Yeah, a little too much.
And I'm jumping a lot. And I get hit again. So that's it.
With that first round.
That's gonna be it, yeah.
Because I was just so worried about V-Trigger 2.
Think of a few things.
Boxer's very strong this season,
So if I'm
definitely.
David,
But you're also right, Alex, that I
learning
haven't played
points
against
for that.
Boxers very much, just because he's been so rare over the last couple of years. But, I mean, Hambam has the same issue, right? Who knows how to play against Honda? Not many. Not many people. So, all right, in looking back, there are definitely lessons to take. Don't do V-Skill 2 in random neutral, especially versus Boxer. That's bad. Don't jump in against Boxer at very obvious ranges, of course. Like, these are 2 very super obvious things that I should have just figured out in the moment, but didn't for whatever reason. And then a little bit more in depth, make sure I'm not crossing up with EX butt slam in the corner. And sort of read the meaning of the opponent's getting hit. Why is somebody getting hit? There's always a reason. It's always some reason. They were trying to be active in some way. What were they trying to be active to do? And I think that's readable, especially in a corner situation like Honda. Like I just thrown him into the corner. I just hit him with EX butt slam. I just hit him with hands. Like these are things that make people want to. It's frustrating to be in the situations. You want to get out of there. I get it. I just didn't get it in the moment. So I think there's stuff to have figured out here for sure. But Hambam ended up winning the tournament, so for me to go to the last round, I think is that's okay. I wish I had won, but it didn't quite get there. I need to redevelop the idea of a tournament mindset, which I've not had. I mean, I haven't. Now it's 2020, but since 2012 to 2019, I did not enter a single tournament for any game. The last tournament that I played in was EVO 2012. And then the first tournament that I played in again was a small MK local in summer of 2019. And then this is like my second or third Worlds Collide. So I'm like rediscovering how to play in tournaments for the first time in forever. And it is a different It's a different mindset. The strategy doesn't necessarily need to be different. I think it should be in some cases, especially in the first to two, but it doesn't need to be different sort of overall. What needs to be different is my readiness to adapt, my willingness to test out and very quickly learn from situations. I think needs to be more honed and more precise. So that's something I'll work on it, you know? Yeah, I appreciate it, Alex, for sure. For sure. Yeah, okay, so it did seem to you like I was more controlled in casuals, yeah. Yeah. You know, I'll get back to it. I didn't feel nervous, which is good. I didn't feel what you would call tournament nerves. My hands weren't shaking, you know, I felt under control from a mental perspective. I don't have the tournament mindset otherwise, clearly, but I wasn't nervous. I mean, I'm so used to being in front of a camera at this point. That doesn't get to me. It's the lack of the other aspects of the tournament mindset that I gotta work on.